Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Today, we will be practicing what is called breath coordination, core breath, and subtle nose breath. So, this is a great practice to come back to time and time again. You can use it as a standalone practice. You can come back to this before you begin a movement experience or before your meditation practices. So, we're going to focus on the sensation, the felt sensation inside and the movement of our diaphragm specifically. So, these are tools that can help us to get our diaphragm sort of clicked on and our brain connected to this area of our body. Again, the felt inner experience of that, as well as just the overall movement there. So, these are the biomechanical building blocks of all the other breathing practices to come. So, let's get into it. So, we're going to start in a upright seated position. So you can be in a chair, you could be seated up on your bed, but in some way where you're seated upright, spine is tall, yet we're relaxed, we're not rigid, but I want you to be as comfortable as possible in the shape that you're choosing. So make sure you take some time to set that up for yourself. And throughout the practice, the eyes can be open or closed. I tend to like to close my eyes. It brings me a little bit more into that awareness and that felt experience of what's going on. But whatever your preference is, please do that. Every once in a while, I'm going to turn the mic off so you can be present with the sounds that we're going to be making and you don't get distracted with my own counting or with my way of breathing. But we'll do a few rounds together and then we will I'll turn the mic down so you don't hear my voice for a little bit. Okay, so once we're set up, let's just take a couple moments to roll out the shoulders and any other just like nice, easy undulations of the spine. We can do some neck movements, some shoulders, some ribs, some arms, some wrists. Let's just take like 1 minute here, just variety, feel good. Maybe a little yawn comes out. It's in your own unique way, arriving into this space, like this felt experience of your body in this moment, that intentional position that you're choosing for your practice today. So we sit tall and upright just so we can have a little bit more availability to sense and feel, right? All these subtle and maybe stronger movements in our torso today. So we're going to start with our breathing coordination. So this is a practice we breathe in through the nose and we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 as fast as possible until we have our full, all the air out, all the air out, all the air out exhalation. And then we take a subtle nose breath in. We're going to do this for a number of rounds. I'll do the first few with you. And then, like I said, I'll turn off the mic so you're not just hearing me count, but then I'll bring us back together and we'll move into the next practice. So a couple quiet nose breaths. Good. Let's breathe in and exhaling 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A slow breath in through the nose. Being present as you exhale, counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of what you're feeling inside your torso. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So continue. I'm just going to talk through a few things. So you're exhaling, counting, counting, counting. Sensing how the exhale, the different engagement of the core as we exhale and we keep talking, and that felt experience of core contracting, moving the diaphragm up, 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 and then we soften the belly, breathe in. A couple more times on your own, please. Wonderful. So let's take a couple quiet nose breaths. Let's bring the hands to the low rib cage area, present with that softening of the belly and that breath as we inhale, that pressure moving downward and outward into our hands, that flowing rhythm in and out of the nose. So that external experience of body moving as we breathe in and out, and that inner experience of felt sensation of the different rhythmic parts inside of us, that jelly-like movement of the diaphragm moving up and down, pressurizing different parts, and that pressure releasing as we exhale. The next practice we'll do together is called the core breath. We're going to add a sound to it today. So instead of counting on the exhale, we're going to take a shh with our pierced lips. Yes. So we inhale that subtle breath in, and then we shh. Core contracts, we shh, squeeze, squeeze, shh. And then slow breath in. Letting the belly soften. So we're trying to sense that big contraction with these exhales. We feel our core and our diaphragm working together to push the air out. And then the effort after that is softening the belly and letting the breath move downward. So less, if not any movement in the chest, all the movement into our lower ribs, into the lower torso is what we're practicing here. Yeah. And again, that inner experience of the core really contracting, the diaphragm and core working together. Yes. Okay. So again, a couple quiet nose breaths. When you're ready, your next exhale, we We'll do several more here on your own. Again, I'm quieting down for now. I'll be back in a few minutes. Very nice. Let's take one more round. That strong, contracted exhale through the mouth. Okay, now we're going to try that same felt experience. Exhaling, core contracting, but without the sound. So we take our subtle nose breath in. Let's bring the hands to the lower ribs, right? Like right underneath your sternum. Palms on the sides of the ribs, so the fingers right at the base of the sternum, right next to those lower ribs. As you exhale, I want you to notice and feel what happens as we consider it like putting on a really tight corset, right? A really tight pair of pants, and we have to squeeze, but this is on the exhale, the squeeze and the core and the diaphragm working together, and that soft belly nose breath in. Three like this, no sound. See if you can keep your shoulders soft. It's helpful sometimes here to rest the tongue at the roof of the mouth. And now we're going to keep that belly soft. We're going to shift into our subtle nose breath. So this is a breath where we're breathing in and out of our nose. And we're trying to take in less volumes of air on our inhalations. So it's a quiet, soft, almost imperceptible breath. So if someone was looking at us from afar, whatever position we're in, it's like, are they breathing? What's going on? There's a lot of like serenity. There's a lot of quiet. There's a lightness. There's a softness to the breath. So let's have the hands around your lower ribs in whatever way feels comfortable for your shoulders and the neck. So the quiet breath, try for no movement in your chest, so no lifting, right? No shoulders, none of these accessory muscles up here, right? Involved in our breathing. We're trying to keep it soft and deep, as in deep in the torso cavity, not deep as in huge volumes of air. Less volume, a little softer, a quiet breath, a breath that you can't hear. Tongue resting behind the top row of the teeth. Letting your body weight settle into your sitting bones. Asking those front ribs to just gently drop down toward the navel. Sensing if the shoulders can relax a little more. That gentle, light expansion of the lower torso outward. As we inhale and that exhale, everything quiets down. Just we might sense a little bit more movement now on our inhales, the exhale. Relaxed. Notice if you can sense how the abdominal muscles, so we think of our transverse abdominis, this big sheath of deep core support that works with the diaphragm to get that jelly-like movement up and down. As we inhale, the diaphragm moves downward, putting some pressure here, right into the sideways toward the pelvic floor. That exhale, it recedes, moves back up, kind of bellows there up into the bottom of the rib cage, side to side. And as you continue to softly breathe here today, invite in the first sutra from the Radiant Sutras that is all about the breath. Feel free to layer any parts onto this exploration that you feel called to, or linger with one phrase, one word of what's coming towards you now. What I love that was introduced to me through instinctive meditation is this idea of being with our breath, not in a forced way, but almost like in an exciting way, in an interested way, in a curious way. So while you're here, rather than thinking you have to do something just perfect, just to stay curious. That felt sensation of your hands on your body as your breath is moving, and that inner experience of what you can sense happening, diaphragm, the core, the front, the back, the sides. Remember light, breath you can't hear. The yogis say, right, when the breath is light and soft, the mind follows. The one who is intimate to all beings replies, "Beloved, your questions require the answers that come through direct living experience. The way of experience begins with a breath, such as the breath you are breathing now. Awakening into luminous reality may dawn in the momentary throb between any two breaths. Exhaling, breath is released and flows out. There is a pause as it turns to flow in. In that turn, you are empty. Enter that emptiness as the source of all life. Exhaling, breath is released and flows out. Inhaling, breath flows in, filling, nourishing. Just as it turns to flow out, there is a flash of pure joy. Life is renewed. Exhaling, breath is released. Inhaling, breath flows in. Exhaling, in that turn, you are empty. Enter that emptiness as the source of all life. As it turns, once again, there is a flash of pure joy. Life is renewed. So this practice of intentionality with our breath, this opportunity to feel that vitality, to feel that renewal inside of us through the movement of breath, through that containment of the prana, Shakti, the life force, pulsing inside of us as we practice over and over, nose breath, subtle breath. Okay, wonderful beings, I'm going to leave you here today. So you can sail into your meditation or into your movement, or take a slow transition into the rest of your day. Thank you so much.